What's up, everybody? JB for Reason for Gaming, and you know, I don't do a lot of videos like this, but I watched the release of the Nintendo Switch Lite, and I do not feel it is a bright idea. But I like some of the things about it. I don't like some of the things about it. So I'm just gonna jump in. I want to make just a continuous video, like no edits and stuff like that, just to get my thoughts and things out there. I wrote some notey notes because so much happened in such a short video, and my mind was boggled by what they did. To me, this is just me. I'll get to that second. Just for me, first off, shout out Sever the Bond. If you boot that thing on time, get it at severthebond.com. Go get you one today. They got the wristbands, they got different type shirt, all that merch. All right, sorry, that was loud on y'all. My bad. I'm hype. I'm excited. Bammy's excited too. Y'all see? Oh, wait. Wrong way. Where you at, dude? What's up, man? He always like to be in the video. Say hey. What's up? All right. You gonna stay? Okay. All right. You're gonna have to get down there. All right. Hold on. All right. So the Nintendo Switch Lite to me is the new PS Vita, and what I mean is that a company, Sony, made PSP 2000, PSP 3000. Then they made PS Go or whatever they called that contraption that gladly didn't. Glad I didn't get that. That would have been a waste of money. But have a PS Vita, like the original one, not the slim one, because the original one you can do more with it as far as like homebrew hack stuff, like just backdoor stuff, other things you can do that I don't do, but it's just nice to have the option. Plus the screen looks much better to me. Colors look forward. So I like the Vita. I don't dislike it. I've used it for remote play for my PS4 often. And different things like that. Use it on the go, take it with me, got a grip, all that stuff. And I love my Switch. I play my Switch more than all my systems right now, just because I've been on the go a lot lately, different things like that. So that's what I like. That's what I've been using. That's what I'm playing. But the reason why I think it's the new Vita is that, when they made it, they marketed the Vita and they did all these things, but people are kind of still, like for me, when it came out, I was still rocking the PSP 3000 because I thought it was amazing. And then with the PSP 3000, you could like put all these ROMs and stuff like that for games that I owned or had owned or different things like that onto it, games you couldn't get, things like that. Some people did things you're not supposed to illegally, but that's neither here nor there. But it was an easier system to manipulate, use, do things like that. Vita came, and the Vita kind of went and dissipated, and that and the hardware of the Switch and the Vita are what makes me think, like, this is kind of new Vita. I was going to say it was the new Wii U, that they rushed out a system without much prep or thought and just kind of had all these things left around sitting, hanging out in a warehouse somewhere, or trying to get rid of them, things like that. But my concern is that, like the Vita, there are a lot of places that have Vitas. They sell the Vita, they try to push it, but there aren't a lot of people buying it because some people are like, why? I can just use my PS Go. I could just use my 3000. This was then when they still had the UMDs and stuff like that. But I fear that might be the same with the Switch, because some people may be like, if we're so focused on handheld mode, why not just keep my flagship original Switch in handheld mode when I go? And some people are scared of damaging or dropping theirs or breaking theirs. My counter to that is there is a marketplace full of things to protect your Switch. Now, mine has the Skull and Co grip with the blue and red on the back, and a tempered glass, like a 9H or 6H tempered glass screen, so it's safe. And I don't play it in situations where I might drop it, so I'm not looking over a cliff like, oh crap, I'll drop my Switch. Like, it's over over my lap, it's my desk, somewhere like that. So you just have to be smart, strategic. But I get that. So I get the want for something that is fully handheld compatible, focus on handheld. However, why? Why do you need another system right now? Why not focus on just having, you know, a great system come out in the next year or so when everybody starts putting out their consoles, when the PS5 and Xbox Untitled Project of the Day comes out, and be there in that group. I understand you don't want to get bogged down, but also you're kind of rocking the console game right now. You're selling very good, so I don't see that you would lose out. You wouldn't be the 64 going against the PlayStation 1 again or something like that, or the Wii U going against the others, every other system that was out at the time, you know. So for me, I just, hardware wise, it might be a stretch. Some people might be like, that's a stretch, it's not really. But to me, it's like the way the hardware is set up, which I'm about to go into, is what reminds me of it being a PS Vita, and also with the let's make another system, or let's make another handheld system and try to keep going into the market of handheld when you're already there. It's what makes me think of it as the Vita. I was gonna say it was like the Wii U, like I said, and it's just kind of like a cash grab. Like, let's get more people to buy a Wii U. That people, like the Wii U. Let's get people to buy a Wii. Let's get people. Here's a Wii U, and the people are like, what's a Wii U? What does it do? And it's like, it's a Wii U. Okay, what's that do? I thought it was just an add-on. I'll be honest, I was one of the people when I first saw it. I was like, oh, that's cool. They brought a screen, but why does the screen cost as much as the whole system? And I was like, oh wait. I read more. I was like, oh, that's a whole system. So it's just kind of like another, you know what, we're going to put out a more powerful machine, handheld soon. However, in the meantime, let's get the people that might not be able to afford a Switch. Let's get, which I think is great, but let's also, it's kind of like a double-edged sword to me. Like, it's cool, but it's also a cash grab at the same time. But that's just me. But like, some of the pros and cons, that's all I want to get into. Pros and cons between, especially anybody that's watching. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button and the bell and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it because it helps me out. But either way, when looking at it, I was like, and if you haven't heard anything about it, which I'm sure you have because I'm very late on this because it happened earlier today, but some of the cons with it is that you can't dock it to a TV, so you can't plug it up to a TV whatsoever. My wonder is like the port is still there, so if someone would try to like break open a dock or do something crazy and like try to plug it in and see if it works, power to you. Far be it from me to stop you from doing it, but it doesn't dock to a TV, which for me, I was like, that's the fun part of a Switch. So I can't switch anything with the light switch. So it's not a Switch anymore. I'm not switching anything. I'm playing a glorified 2DS. So, or 3DS, 2DS really. So I don't like that. I think that's a con to me. No IR support. So the Joy-Cons have a little IR on the bottom. That's not going to be on the other one because to control the Joy-Cons, not even really this time, everything's wired in one one solid piece of unit. So there's no IR support, so you can't play 1-2 switch. You can't use the motion controls in games. So you have to play games and do things that are only in handheld mode, which for me takes away from having a Switch in the first place. However, I understand this is a cheaper option, but I would want the one that can do everything, not just some things. And I know it's a price point situation, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. But you have to have Joy-Cons. You have to buy the Joy-Cons from the original system in order to play 1-2 switch on your Nintendo Switch Lite. But there's no kickstand either. So what are you going to lean it against? You're going to have to carry around extra accessories now, which most people do because they don't like the kickstand on the Switch anyway, to make sure this happens, to make sure it works. Then there's no rumble, so it doesn't vibrate and shake and get y'all, oh, I feel what's going on. It's kind of like when they did, to me, another thing, it reminds me of, it's like when they did the 2DS, they were like, here's a 3DS, but for a cheaper price point, here's the 2DS. Does the same thing, almost, sort of, kind of, once more advanced, but if you can't afford it, here's the other one. So we're making sure we're reaching everyone, which is cool. However, if you do it too fast, it can seem like a cash grab to a lot of people, and they might not do it. Some of the pros, the D-pad is really good, and I hope they carry that over to the next Switch that they make, because having the four little arrows, it's not as fun when you're doing like, or not as useful when you're playing something like Dragon Ball Fighter Z or something like that, whereas you have to do all these combos and different things, and it's easier to slide around the D-pad than push these buttons. The affordable option, I think it's really good to have an affordable option because there are a lot of people who can't afford a Nintendo Switch. However, now they have the possibility and the ability of getting this piece of software, hardware that a lot of us have already had. While it may be a little different, it's one of those, the trade-off is, do I wait or break the bank getting this one, or do I just say I'm happy with what I got? So a situation for some people. One solid body, so it makes it easier, so much easier for sellers that make cases and accessories. Now they just have to make one solid piece of plastic. Some of the cases that I had, I don't know if I have one near here right now. No, I don't. But they made, here's a piece of it because I stopped using it. But they would make a case. This one's TVU, but for each Joy-Con, and then for the body, I like the Skull and Cold one because it's a solid piece. But now it makes it easier for every single person, company that makes something for the Switch to just make a solid piece. It's cheaper, more affordable. You don't have to do all these cutouts and schematics and different things. So it changes and makes it easier for a lot of them. Also, the solid body is kind of more protected. I will say that if you drop a Switch that's not protected, for one, you shouldn't have it outside unprotected. That's your fault. Two, if you have it and it does fall, there's a possibility if it falls too hard on the edge, the Joy-Con could break off or something like that. Now it's ruined, like you messed up. The Switch, the Joy-Con, now you have to buy a new one because once that piece of plastic breaks off, it's not going to work really connecting to the Switch and everything else. I like the colors. I think the 3 color options are cool. They already have a special option out this like red and purple or red and blue, something like that. I don't remember. I looked at it and it's really cool, and I anticipate when they make bundles, they'll probably make a Sword and Shield bundle for that one that has the main character, the main Pokemon for that one on the back. And supposedly you get around 20% more battery supposedly with this system, but that depends on what game you're playing, so it's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility since it's a solid piece and it's lighter and the way they're making it, supposedly. Here's where I have another issue though, and I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Hey, baby. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick because y'all probably like, he's rambling, he's talking so much, and this is a long video. But hey, I gotta get the thoughts out there, and I don't want to give a bunch of jump cuts. Just want to have a heart-to-heart with the Switch fans of the world. You're looking at a price point of $199. So let's just give the 1 cent, $200. Whereas a brand new Switch is $299, so $300. So that's a $100 point difference. $199, $299, $100 point difference. However, if you've never had a Switch before and you buy the Lite, and then you want friends to play with you on your Switch, you're gonna have to buy Joy-Cons. And if you don't go to an off seller or somebody, say a parent or somebody close to you buys this for you, they're gonna spend $79 on Joy-Cons. So with everything rounded up, you're $10 away, roughly 10 or so, 10 to 20, about $19 away from just having a brand new Nintendo, like the flagship Switch. And this is not counting games and buying the game. Some people may just pick up the system and then they say, I'm going to get a game later. Hopefully there's bundles out, it would make more sense. But say someone who just strictly thinks, I'm going to just get the Switch and then I'll download my games or do whatever. I'm just going to get the Switch Lite. And crap, I need Joy-Cons, and they buy the Joy-Cons and they don't go to GameStop or buy from OfferUp or Let Go or stuff like that. They're going to end up paying not much, not very far from an original, the flagship Switch. So then it begs the question, is it worth it? If I can save up enough to buy the Nintendo Switch Lite and the Joy-Cons, then why even bother, you know? why not just get the original flagship one if I'm only less than $20 away from it? And so, yes, the price changes when it comes to games, because that's about $10 to $20 you can spend on the game that you want. But if someone's not thinking like that and they're just excited to get one, they may make this mistake. And at that point, I would hope someone steps in and says, no, you may as well just gotten a regular Switch at this point for that price point that you're paying, and it comes with the stuff that you want to do and more capabilities. However, I do understand this is just a lower price point option for someone who may not can afford that, or there's some people that might not want to take the Joy-Cons off. They may just say, you know what, I play only in handheld anyway. They may not care that they can't dock it to the TV because they may want to watch, they're tired of not being able to watch TV and play games at the same time, or it's easier to hold at night and play different things. I'm also a little worried about the body of it overheating or something, the way it looks. I don't see, granted the regular Switch doesn't have a lot of vents either except for the top and those things like that, but that one, they just look a little tighter. But those are my thoughts. I fully support the idea of a Nintendo Switch Lite to have a lower price point option for those that might not have been able to afford one. However, I do have my qualms with it, why it's being done, how it's being done. I would have just preferred to put out a brand new system, and that gives people an extra year to save up. That's what some people do. There's a lot of people saving up now, including myself, for the PS5 when it comes out, so I'll already be able to buy it. But I don't buy on release day. I give it like a month or so bugs and stuff are worked out and the patches start coming out prior to, so when I get it, it can just update and do whatever. But I might change that to PS5 because I'm very excited for that, and that new Xbox is coming out. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch Lite? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think this piece is good but that piece is bad? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to end this video. Love you guys. See you next time. Comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell everybody. We're having some fun over here on Reason for Gaming. We are playing games. Love you guys. See you later. Say bye, Bambi.